Are you looking for something fun to do with hamburger meat or ground beef? Then try this taco casserole. This can be thrown together very easily with stuff that you already have in the pantry. Welcome to the Bare Pantry Show. If you're looking for authentic Belizean recipes, then you're in the right place. My name is Barbara and this is Cooking Made Simple. Alright guys, so I had to take apart my whole pantry in order to find the stuff to do this dish, alright? So the dish calls for pinto beans in a can, so I have red kidney chili beans. This is going to work. I have some ground beef here that I'm thawing out in some cool water. This is the only cheese I have. If it's green, I'm going to cut off the green. Don't act like you guys don't do that. And then onions. I found some onions. I found even some green onions. And then for the lettuce, we're going to use this piece of Napa cabbage that I'm going to steal from Jada, who's running the camera, so she knows I'm stealing. I always have cilantro on hand. And this is all I have so far for tomatoes, but I think I can find some more little cherry tomatoes. Meanwhile, stand by for a word from our sponsor. Are you having trouble with your skin or hair? Who isn't these days, right? Because of the stress of the pandemic and the fact that we have to wear a mask all day, the fact that we have to wash or sanitize our hands every 2 seconds, and we can't even go to the hair salons because a lot of them are still shut down. It's a hot mess, right? But don't despair, I have the answer for you. Satura Hair and EOS Skincare. Satura combines their extensive knowledge of medicine and cosmetology with their profound understanding of how to harness the effects of natural ingredients. Check the video in the card above to see the review that I've done on this company, and then click on the link below to check out these awesome products. So you didn't think that I was going to give you an affiliate link and not give you a discount code, right? Put in the words Bare Pantry to receive free shipping. I hope that you guys are checking out the products from Satura, guys. Go check it out and see if you want to buy something for your skin and hair issues, alright? Meanwhile, back to this. What I'm going to do while this meat is thawing out, and I'm going to cut up my onions, grate my cheese, all that good stuff, I'm going to go ahead and get my cast iron skillet from the oven, where we always have it hidden with oil. And for the people that are going to say, don't use stale oil, Barbara, because yada yada, we don't use it for too long. 2 or 3 days to fry plantains and chips and stuff like that. And then we throw it out and put some new ones, all right? So we're going to fry the corn tortilla chips the tortillas into the shape of chips, all right? Because we're going to need to dip for this thing right here. So I'll be back. So let me see how my knife skills are coming along. I'm using the knife that Joe gave me for my birthday gift. And yeah, I still need more practice with that big knife. So I'm going to switch out to a knife that I feel comfortable with. And I'm just chopping up the onions. Well, it's one onion, half of an onion, and you don't have to chop it finely. I'm only using the red onion because I had it and I don't want it to go to waste. It's just a little piece. Now Jada is showing us how to open a can the right way with a can opener or a tin cutter. I still don't know how to do this. I guess I've been doing it wrong forever. Thank you, Jada. So now let's take care of this Napa cabbage that Jada has here. This is going to replace romaine lettuce for our topping. Just a little bit. And then the half of the tomato that I have here, I'm going to go ahead and chop this up. I think I have more tomatoes in my fridge in the laundry room, some cherry ones. I'm going to check for those in a little bit. Meanwhile, I'm going to wash my cilantro and then pick it from the stem. And we need some for the cooking and some for the topping. Okay. Look it, I found the tomatoes. Yay. Alright, so let's move over to the stove. I have to light my big burner with the handle of the spatula because the little igniter thing is going out. And it's expensive, it's like 60 bucks to change. Let's see what all spices we're going to use. I'm just kind of straightening up the pantry while I'm looking. But I'm going to use basic stuff like salt, black pepper, cayenne, onion powder, and garlic powder, okay? If you have taco seasoning, go ahead and use that. So let's go ahead and cut these tortillas so we can fry them up to make the chips. My oil's ready. And just put as many as can fit. When I'm frying corn tortillas, I usually walk away when they get to be this color. And then when I come back, they're this color. I have to stay here and watch them. Look, I have a guard dog. Say hi to Cora. And here's Wednesday over here. Okay, so back to our frying. And the meat is still thawing. Meanwhile, I found some Dutch cheese from 4 years ago from the last trip I took to Belize with my mom when she was still alive. It's so hard that I'm scraping it with a knife to grate it. You know, I saw a video one time where the cook used the red part of the Dutch cheese and cooked it into a liquid and then rolled the cheese in it to wrap the whole cheese in the red back again. Pretty interesting. I've never tried it, but maybe one of these days when I get some more cheese. So I'm scraping off anything that does not belong on the pepper jack. It wasn't anything much. And grating. I should have really left this in the fridge because now it's kind of hard to grate, but it's only a small piece, so we'll be okay. Now let's cook the ground beef. It's all ready. So I'm putting it in a non-stick skillet, so I didn't put any oil. And I'm just going to go ahead and roughly chop it with the edge of my wooden spoon. I don't want the pieces too big, but they don't have to be very small either. So squish it with the back of the spoon, and after a few minutes it's going to start browning on all sides, and it's going to look something like this. Looking pretty good, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and pour this through the colander here, so that will eliminate a lot of the grease. And I've washed the skillet. Now I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil because I want to go ahead and saute the onions. And then add the tomatoes. Just some of the one that I diced up, and a couple pieces of the cherry ones because I need some for topping. And then I found some tomato paste in the fridge from when I was doing the jollof rice, and I don't want it to go bad. So I'm going to put it in here to thicken up this dish, okay? And the tomato paste, you want to cook it for a while because it's going to get rid of that bitter taste and make it taste sweet. So about a half a cup of water right here, so it won't burn. And then now I'm returning the meat back to the pan. I'm just gonna fold everything in and get some more water too, just to make sure it doesn't burn, okay? So this is coming together nicely already. So now let me put the cilantro, just some of the cilantro that I picked from the stems, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. I always start off with 1 teaspoon of salt and then adjust later. I'm gonna do a teaspoon of black pepper, and then some onion powder, about a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of cayenne, and I opted not to use the garlic powder this time around, okay? So let's work this in well, guys. And don't forget, we have to add the beans, and I don't really want to use the broth from the beans. So what I'm going to do is just pour it through my little paddle thing here, and then just add the beans in. I'm not going to use the whole tin because I really feel like the meat is too little bit to add the whole tin. Yeah, this is looking good. Let's taste for salt. So I see a lot of people cook the ground beef and don't put any water, but I put water because I wanted to cook a little bit longer. But see how thick it's going to look, guys? And then Joe says, you only put 1 teaspoon of salt. Are you sure that's enough salt? Well, the tomato paste has salt. The beans have salt built in. So that's why you want to put everything, then taste it and adjust it. I think it's good enough, but I'll taste again in a little second here. And if not, I'll just add a half a teaspoon more, okay? Meanwhile, this is kind of like nachos, but not, you know? Taco casserole, kind of like nachos. So we have the chips ready, right? I'm going to figure if I'm going to put the rest of the beans, because I think that has enough beans in that right now. And we're going to get, oh, I'm going to do 2. This one's going to be Joshua's because we're going to do a mukbang. And then I'll put some in here if I have enough, because I want to do one that doesn't have this type of cheese, right? All right, so I'll be back shortly, guys. I have the oven coming up to temperature at 350. And I don't think I'm going to have enough to like spread it thin in both. So I might have to just mix up the cheese and take my pill. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. It was only like 1.5 pounds of ground beef. Doesn't that look amazing though? So I have a little bit of liquid in it, like this, because it's going to bake for a little bit. So let's get the pepper jack.
just for the taste, because I want to use some more as a topping when it's done. Just gonna move it in there. We're not really stirring. And then let me grab a little bit more cilantro. Put it back in the fridge. Because these are supposed to be like the topping, but I just want to put a little bit here. Make it look good. Okay. So as soon as the oven is up to 350, it's 265 now, I'll jam it in there for, let's say 20 minutes or so. Just make sure everything's all melted and some of the liquid is cooked out. Maybe it might be a half hour. I'll let you guys know at the end, all right? I've got some tomatoes left here for the topping, and I've got that fake lettuce in there. We don't have any sour cream, but we have all the chips ready, and we're just gonna make it work, all right? I'll be back. I totally forgot that I had this handful of mozzarella. I'm gonna cry later when I do that mukbang. 340, you could put it in. It's not a cake. If it's a cake, then you have to wait. Let's set the timer. I'll set it for 20, but I feel like we might need more time.
So you only want to cook it long enough for the cheese to melt and for the liquid to reduce a little bit, alright? What I want to do though is remove it from this baking tray and put it into this white bowl, because it'll make for a prettier thumbnail picture. We're not doing a very good job here, guys. I wanted some of the cheese to show on top. You know what? I'm going to have to try to salvage this. So let me work it around here with my skimmer. Move back some of that melted cheese on top, and then voila, look at the picture. Hard work, but I got it.
Look guys, I'm finishing up the show over here at the mukbang table, because what? We're doing a mukbang. You may have seen the mukbang before this video though. I don't know what's gonna go up first. So this is the taco casserole. We put it in some see-through bowls, and it tastes so delicious. I taste it. Let's taste something before we do the mukbang.
Some tacos.
Just enough salt. I didn't put any more salt, guys. 1 teaspoon.
Should I put the sour, whatever this is, on it first?
Dress it the way you want to dress it, baby.
What is the sour cream?
Don't forget, yeah, sour cream.
Okay.
Don't forget to check out my sponsor, Satura, the skin and hair stuff. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, right? See you guys in the next one. Bye. Remember guys, we are not purchasing this book, because if you do, the only people that are making money from the book sales are my ex-distributor, Amazon, and anybody else who sells books online. What I need for you guys to do is purchase this book. This is my book of Belizean recipes, 120 recipes inside. They're all easy, fun, simple, and you guys are going to enjoy them. Take a look inside the book.